If you are a credit card user, this is for you. Axis Bank has devalued 5 of its credit cards, which will now offer reduced benefits. We are talking about Axis Bank Privilege, Reserve, Select, Flipkart and Axis Bank MyZone credit cards. The devaluation comes into effect from 12th to 14th of August. So you still have one more month to go before you continue to enjoy the rewards, the benefits of having one of these credit cards. Remember, the rewards have not been taken away entirely. They've just been devalued. We'll discuss details of that. Remember, earlier, HDFC too had revised its rewards program at the start of the year. Now, credit card usage has surged to a record high, but what is driving is not consumption, but the reward points and freebies that are associated with the card spending. Average monthly spending through credit card has doubled in 3 years from 60,000 crore in a month in financial year 19 and 20 to 1.2 lakh crore in financial year 20 to 23. Now, this is according to RBI data, but essentially goes on to suggest that credit card usage is only getting bigger and better, and it's happening on the back of freebies and rewards that are given out by credit cards. Let's talk more on this. Krishna, what we are given to understand that this has been a chatter on social media, and I picked up this chatter, I remember about 2 to 3 days ago, some users saying, they're giving hefty rewards. This is not feasible, this is not sustainable, will be taken away, and that is what has happened. Although there is some more clarity that we need from Axis Bank at this point in time. Some people have been sent out emails. Axis Bank hasn't really come out on record. We'll put that statement out as and when we get it. But some people have been sent out emails intimating them of the changes with respect to reward points. Some of these reward points, the ratios have been sort of changed, not entirely taken away.
Right. So that reward points you're talking about, the way the Magnus credit card from Axis Bank worked was that if you spend more than 1 lakh rupees or 100,000 rupees on that credit card, you get reward points, 25,000 reward points, which apparently translates to 20,000 rupees worth of flight bookings. Now, that basically means is that you spend 1 lakh rupees on that Axis Bank credit card, Shweta, you're getting 20,000 rupees, which means like you're basically getting a return ticket for yourself to Goa. Every single time you spend 1 lakh rupees. That's beautiful, isn't it? You first of all you keep spending and you keep getting something back. So clearly, as the ratio, the mathematics of it all it wasn't sounding plausible right from the beginning. And you're right, there was a lot of social media chatter about the fact that these things seem too hefty. How is it going to be possible? So hence that ratio, which was 5:4, is now going to be brought down to 5:1. So it's going to be a 2 to 3 times reduction of the kind of rewards that were being offered at one point in time. And the problem here is that clearly the credit card departments of all banks have been breaking their heads, over how to get more customers to spend, especially at a time when job losses are so common, when the job market is really bad. How do you make people have the confidence to own a credit card? And all these factors helped people believe that when you get a credit card you're spending for a reason, whereas there is never a reason to spend unless otherwise you actually need something. So in that sense,
but it's easier said than done, because a lot of us end up buying products or purchases which are way beyond our capacity to buy, which is where credit cards come into picture.
Right.
You want to buy a smartphone, you don't have 1 lakh rupee in your account, you may have 50,000. This is where a credit card comes in. So again, I suppose, and this is my understanding of it, I think this is the downside of aspirations. You want to buy too much, but you don't have it with you. So
that is always
go for credit
aspiration
cards.
Is always going for something that you don't
but
have.
That results in more debt as well.
Yeah, but the idea is to keep your aspirations going, and the idea is always balance, Shweta, isn't it? It's like saying that don't have ambition, because ambition means you're going to make a sacrifice that you're going to regret for the rest of your life.
Right.
I don't think you should look at ambition that way.
Absolutely not.
Same way aspiration works the same way. You are supposed to you can get credit cards, and it might sound like antithetic to Indian culture, which is based on small savings all the time. And they're saying that India was able to ride through most of the crisis during a post-pandemic because now Indians have this ability of small savings. But the fact of the matter is that when it comes to things like credit rating and etc., and the fact that cash has been difficult to come by, and with only expenses only going up, because soon we'll be talking about how expenses of everything, including vegetables, are going up, are shooting up. So clearly money is tight, and any kind of aspiration leaves you wanting for more, and that's where the credit card comes in. But the question is, have the credit card companies, have these financial institutions which have been issuing these credit card companies thought about it? I make this equation, Shweta, to politicians and their Labharti schemes. Are you sure you've got the finances of your state sorted out before you tell people that I'm going to give you so much free rice and so much free television sets and so many freebies that I'm going to give you? So you make the announcement, win the election, then you come back and say, actually what, we don't have the cash to do this. That's what happens with a lot of politicians and their freebie plans. And that's what seemingly I would apply that analogy to what has happened to these credit card companies, where they said that it's all about getting as many customers on board, get customers on board, and then be like, okay, wait a second, actually, we can't give you this much. And everybody's like, heck, it was this much, that's the reason why I got the credit card in the first place.
Right. I think this only encourages, and I'm also picking up from a lot of people what they're writing on various social media platforms, including LinkedIn, Twitter, that it makes all the more sense, therefore, to have more credit cards, so that, once you've utilized all the benefits on one credit card, you switch to other, and then you switch to other. My concern with that is that leads to a whole lot of debt. That leads to a debt crisis.
That's why I say you should never follow everything on social media. You have to pick and choose and be very careful about the kind of comments that are going on. Yes, in a situation like this, it seems as if, okay, if you're going to reduce the number of benefits on one credit card, then I'm going to get 5 of those credit cards and get 5 of those benefits. Look, I think there will be some sanity and rationalization that I hope is born out of all of this. Here, hold on a second, take a moment, take a breather, and understand what is going on right now. You bought a credit card, that credit card with a bunch of benefits that were listed that were completely attractive to you. And then now the company that issued the credit card turns around and tells you, you know what, I'm not going to give you all of it. I'm going to give you at best 1/4 of it. Would you buy any product? Would you even trust the institution that gave you that product in the first place? That product being the credit card. So at this stage, I think the financial institutions and the banks which are issuing credit cards will have to find ways to make sure that the trust factor is not dented, and people are able to have a fair understanding of what they're getting into when they go for a credit card. That's one thing. And as far as the customers are concerned, the logic is always simple: never get more than what you need. At best you can get one for your wants. So I would say I can't give a specific number on the number of credit cards that people should be having. I'm not a registered financial advisor to tell people how many credit cards that people should be having. But the point is that have only that much that that you will be able to service very well.
Absolutely.
You will be able to pay your bills on time, and you will be able to maintain a good credit score, because here's what's going to happen. If you get all those credit cards and you keep defaulting on those payments, your credit score is going to go really bad. So hence, you want to keep up a good look of your credit score. So keep that in mind when you get a credit card. To make your credit score look good for a future application for loans and credit cards, if you can have 1 or 2 credit cards and make sure you use them properly, pay back the bills in time properly, then you look good, your financial history looks good. So think of that before you go in for a credit card.
Thanks for that advice, Krishna. But let me quickly, for the benefit of those watching or tuning in now, Axis Bank has devalued Axis Bank Privilege, Axis Bank Reserve, Axis Bank Select, Axis Bank Flipkart, and Axis Bank MyZone credit cards. The devaluation comes into effect from August 12th to August 14. Now, it's not clear whether Magnus credit card has also been devalued or not. So what goes away? The bank is discontinuing the earlier annual benefit of 3,000 Edge reward points, which accrued on achieving a spending milestone of 2.5 lakh rupees in previous anniversary year. The rest of the conditions remain same. The conversion of reward points to partner points too has been made less attractive. So you may want to go back and read some of those figures out there on your Axis Bank application. See what benefits you were accruing up until now and what changes after August 14.